This evening of 17 people killed in that school shooting in Florida. One of the surviving victims of Wednesday's shooting has very strong ties to Metro Atlanta. Faith Abube is following the updates on the daughter of a Marietta native who was shot multiple times and is now in ICU. Faith, how is she doing?
You know, she's doing much better. Family friends tell us that she's alert and communicating, even though she's still in ICU. And in just the last few minutes, we learned that this afternoon, Missy, who's the mother who has the ties to Atlanta, and Maddie, who's the victim here, were all able to meet President Donald Trump and the First Lady inside the hospital today. And today we're also talking to close family friends telling us about how they're dealing with all of this.
Maddie is one of the sweetest girls you will ever meet. She's kind to everybody.
She's a vibrant young woman. She's involved in church.
Daughter, high school junior, basketball player. Of all the things that describes Maddie Wilford, school shooting survivor is the last thing her church family would have ever thought to add.
No one should ever have to go through what Maddie is going through.
Crompton is like an aunt to Maddie, whose mother moved here from Metro Atlanta.
No one. And no parent should have to worry about their child going to school and hugging them goodbye and wondering, am I going to see them when they come home from school today?
But that is exactly the fear the Wilford family, along with dozens others here in Parkland, now live in after a gunman stormed the halls of Stoneman Douglas High School, killing 17 and injuring many others.
The light shines in the dark.
Friday night, a small group of strangers and neighbors gathered to pray for the victims.
I hope it's the last community that this happens to.
Everyone is distraught.
Jose Costaño's church lost one student and is now praying for the other, Maddie, to pull through.
She's a strong young woman.
Maddie's gonna be a survivor.
If there's a silver lining, it's that despite being bonded by grief, this community is now also united in strength.
It has to stop somewhere. Can it stop here in Parkland?
And tonight, Crompton is telling me she's hoping once Maddie gets out of the hospital that she will become an advocate for anti-violence, especially in schools. And tonight also, we are learning that close family friends from that church are also at the house helping the family in any way they can so that they can pull through this difficult time. Back to you, Melissa.
I have so many questions about Maddie. Two things that are top of mind. Did she know the suspect? And where was she in the school at the time?
Well, and those were two questions we've been asking the family. What we do know is, according to the news briefing that we had this afternoon, the sheriff's office says that no, there was no targeting of anyone here at the school. So we're not sure whether Maddie actually knew the suspect. What we do know is the suspect was a former student here, so not sure if Maddie ever came in contact with him. And the other question, as to where she was in the school, she hasn't been able to say a lot about what happened just yet. We know she's communicating with family and she's alert, but she hasn't said much yet that's been passed on to us. So of course we'll keep asking questions. When we get any updates, we'll be sure to tell you.
Okay, thank you very much. Important story. We'll continue to stay on. Thank you, Faith.